people now.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Lords of the Night. With me, as always, is Grand Monkey. And the Lord of Punishment, Ranting Monkey.
The Lord of Punishment, Ranting Monkey.
I don't know. My brain is completely taken by Grand Monkey.
You gotta be able to talk. Okay. So go ahead.
Okay. The Lord of Pain, Ranting Monkey. Hello.
Hello.
The Lord of Pennies, Satsu 2 cents.
What up, Dell?
The Lady of Screaming, Grand Monkey.
Okay, now you can talk.
What?
Oh, not high pitch, not high pitch.
Oh, gosh. Don't hurt Grandpa. Oh, hey, Grand Monkey, guess what?
Say what?
Well, there will be some gifts coming your way from me for Christmas time.
You say, cool, thank you. You say thank you?
She said it in zombie.
She's a zombie monkey. Thank you, Shrouded Angel. A one-up hippo. That is a bizarre little cartoon, but thank you. Yes, we have special guest Grand Monkey, who I assume is joining us ahead of going to bed.
You going to bed soon?
Mm-hmm.
Grandma says, yeah.
Uh-oh.
What did you say?
All right. Well, we are glad to have Grand Monkey back. It's been a while since we've had the little one here.
Hungry hippo.
That is a hungry hippo. Look at you. Do you see the hungry hippo?
Do you like that game, Hungry Hungry Hippos? Yes, you do. You used to make me play it all the time.
Like, because I know.
Grandma says you have to tell everybody night. That's not night.
Can I break a night? That's good.
It's bedtime.
Okay, stop doing this.
Oh, bye.
Bye.
Yeah,
I
that
love
was
you,
at
baby.
least.
Do you have a kiss?
She just blows raspberries and then takes off.
That's right.
Okay.
That's how it goes. Yay, Grand Monkey. Why is Angry Illinoisian not tagged? Is tagged another phrase for wrenched?
I don't know.
No, I don't know. Well, I don't know. All right. Well, with the departure of Grand Monkey, we'll get into the show. Satsu, how are you doing?
Pretty good. I don't really have a lot to report. Today was like a fairly standard day. I made a roast today, which I haven't made in a while, and it was fucking magical. But that's about it.
Thank you, W.R. Costin. Emperor W.R. Costin. Who else suspects Grand Monkey of being cute? Well,
She's adorable.
I think we have a biased audience here. So, okay. Well, Monkey, how are you?
After done streaming today, I'm going to the doctor.
Well,
I woke up and my face is swollen, so.
Your face? What? Did you get stung by a bee?
No. I don't know what's going on, so I'll be after we're done with this and the game stream. That's where I'm going. I slept all day. Yay!
That's no good.
Hey, look, I'm happy. That's what counts.
It's because
How you doing, Scribe?
I am doing good. Angry Illinoisian Scribe Light. It's because I dropped another large donation. What? Did I miss something? Did I miss a donation?
I didn't see.
No. Yeah, what is tagged different than wrenched? I don't know.
No, he corrected it in chat and said he meant to say wrenched, but autocorrect fixed it.
Oh. Well, I mean, I don't have a problem doing it, but just as a note, wrenches aren't sort of like badges given out to people who donate money or anything. It's just been one of those things where it's like, somebody who's been a long time viewer, just somebody who I don't mind having moderation powers and such. So I don't mind giving Angry One. It wouldn't be because of money. So
yeah, we don't want to build that narrative that if you give a lot of money, you get those privileges.
Yeah, but Angry's been around for so long, I don't have a problem with it. So anyway, as for myself, well, I got to leave work early today because I got done with one of the super duper files of brain melty, and I said I've been doing this all week and doing nothing but practically, and I have vacation hours that I need to burn by mandate of basically the boss's wife. So I just said I'm leaving, and they're like, okay. So I got a couple extra hours to muck around and do. Well, I wanted to do something productive. I was like, I'm going to find a video to work on, and nothing really caught my attention, except for I did find something about Stacey Abrams and her crowing about her anti-voter suppression deal. And I was like, she's just being sour grapes. She lost. But she never says she lost. She just says she did not become governor. I was like, that is accurate, but you're still not admitting to your loss. Anyway, so we'll see. I might have found something that I may do a commentary stream on for Sunday or something. We'll see. I'm not quite sure. I don't know if I want to make that too much of a habit, but it is fun to do. Anyway, Monkey Dick, Jim Jones, movies, video games. Hit that like button if you have not already, and many of you have not. And please share our stuff. Share it far, wide, and sideways. If you've been paying attention to Twitter today, you might have noticed YouTube has been doing some or allowing some kooky things to happen to people's content. So really the only way that smaller channels or not corporate-backed channels such as we get any play at all amongst audiences is if you guys share it to people who don't already know about us. So retweeting us and sharing us and all that. And it goes for anybody on YouTube who you like that isn't a big name or something or isn't corporate-backed, checkmarked, etc. Not to say that you have to checkmark your corporate bag, but same difference. Anyway, anything else to cover before we get into the schnuzz?
Nope.
Did we talk about that we're going to game later?
That's what I know. You didn't.
Yeah, we'll be over on 2 Cents Plus right after this, playing some 7 Days to Die. Come join us, guys. But that's all. That's all I got before we get into news.
All right. Well, let's get into some stories. It's kind of a slow news day, so it's a bit of a potpourri, but I won't do any Jeopardy things because it's guess I'm not in the mood. All right, so let's start off with how about some child pornography?
No.
Yeah, let's not. But 17 people were busted in a child pornography sting in Florida. 2 of them were Disney employees.
Well, that's not a shocker.
Yeah. 2 Disney employees were arrested in a child pornography sting orchestrated by the Polk County Sheriff's Office in Florida. They were among 17 men nabbed in an undercover sting operation, according to a press release from the agency. Brett Kinney, 40, of Lake Alfred, Florida, told investigators he was a guest experience manager at Disney World, according to the release. Kinney was arrested and charged with 1 count of promotion of child pornography and 24 counts of possession of child pornography enhanced, the release said. A Disney spokesperson told CNN by phone that Kinney was no longer employed with the company following his arrest in the sting. I'm not surprised. In the release, the sheriff's office alleges that Kinney would search online for images of boys from toddlers to 10 years old. He was caught during a peer-to-peer investigation of alleged child pornography. When confronted by investigators, Kinney told them that he had an addiction to child pornography and had been viewing it for 22 years. Ugh. Second Disney employee, Donald Durr, I was about to say Duck, was also arrested by the Polk County Sheriff's Office. Durr, 52, of Davenport, Florida, told investigators he was a custodial worker at Walt Disney Resorts. He was arrested and charged with 8 counts of possession of child pornography and 1 count of promotion of sexual performance by a child. And Durr is on unpaid leave, a Disney spokesperson told CNN. Unpaid leave. Interesting. Yeah. So good they caught all those guys. Not good for, I guess, Disney, because then it's like question is, well, how many Disney employees just weren't caught.
Yeah, that's a whole
Hey.
other question.
I don't like that one dude's excuse. I'm addicted to it.
Yeah.
No. You're just a degenerate who likes to look at it. Stop it.
Yeah.
Stop making light of what addiction is, you dick.
Moving on. This is the one that caught my attention today because I thought, well, now that is an interesting legal argument. I think I might have heard something like it before, but this was relatively new. A convicted murderer who momentarily died says his life sentence has been served. Gets a bit existential here. An Iowa inmate serving a life sentence says he should be a free man after he became ill, momentarily died, and had to be revived at the hospital. But the courts are having none of it. Benjamin Schreiber was sentenced to life in prison without parole in 1997 after being convicted of first-degree murder. In March 2015, he developed large kidney stones that led to septic poisoning, according to court documents. He eventually fell unconscious in his cell and was taken to a local hospital where he was resuscitated 5 separate times. According to the Iowa Court of Appeals, Schreiber, quote, claims he momentarily died at the hospital, thereby fulfilling his life sentence. Because his sentence has been fulfilled, he argues, he is imprisoned illegally and should be immediately released. A district court previously denied Schreiber's motion, and on Wednesday, the Iowa Court of Appeals upheld the lower court's decision. In its opinion, the appeals court said a, quote, plain reading, unquote, of Iowa law says defendants guilty of a Class A felony, quote, must spend the rest of their natural life in prison, regardless of how long that period of time ends up being, or any events occurring before the defendant's life ends, unquote. And on Twitter today, when I saw this, like I said, it was an interesting argument that I don't believe I'd heard before. But my response was, that is one argument, I suppose. However, unless someone else now inhabits your body, your life did not end. It paused. That's as much of a parole as you're going to get. So, yeah. But creative.
I mean, it's creative, but no, come on, dude. If that worked, you'd have people trying to electrocute themselves all the time.
Yeah, there'd be a lot of people dying in prison trying to die and come back.
Yeah. Like, I died last night, so I can go free now, right? My life ended, right?
Temporarily,
yeah. That was a mild reprieve. I hope you enjoyed unconsciousness because you're not getting out of your sentence.
Yeah, I hope you enjoyed your brief time in hell.
Yeah. Let's see who's next on the list here. Okay, yeah, this was breaking news earlier today. Breakthrough in CDC vaping illness investigation. Vitamin E acetate linked to THC may be to blame.
Breakthrough? What the hell? This was from months ago.
Yeah,
right.
Well, maybe they just affirmed it or something. I'm not quite sure. Because I remember us talking about the vitamin E acetate thing. Vitamin E acetate, an additive sometimes used in THC and other vaping products, may be to blame for a national outbreak of e-cigarette-related lung injuries that's linked to dozens of deaths, according to the U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention officials. Dr. Ann Schurchat, the principal deputy director of the CDC, said she would characterize it as a breakthrough in the agency's investigation, although more tests are necessary. Quote, these new findings are significant, Schurchat said during a press briefing on Friday. We have a strong culprit, unquote.
Wait. I'm sorry, Scribe. I don't mean to doubt you, but could you roll up? Is this dated today?
Yes.
Yeah. What the fuck?
I know. I was like, was the previous stuff we read just like it's a theory, and now they've found more evidence to confirm that?
Well, they didn't. Somebody else brought it up. Like in the articles that we were reading, if I remember correctly, correct me if I'm wrong, but they didn't bring it up, and we were like, no, it's this thing, obviously, because it's only found in this particular kind, which has THC in it. Like this is literally the only one it's found in. So, but they never brought it up. They were like ignoring that fact, from what I remember.
in the original articles we read about this, the CDC is the one who made this link months ago.
Mm-hmm.
And you're right. There's been lots of people since who are like, it's these things will kill you. And we've had to say, no, what we've been told is that it's this vitamin E thing. Yeah, it's weird. I feel like I'm having deja vu with you guys coming along for the ride.
Well,
Yeah,
was it
dude.
was it that it was vitamin E acetate mentioned, or are they saying that the connection in that it being used in conjunction with THC is the new breakthrough?
Well, what they said before is that the vitamin E acetate has been being added to mostly, and as far as I know, all basically illegal vaping juices that people are using, and that was what was causing it. Everybody who had been found dead, this is what was in them. This is what they found in their vaping stuff.
Okay. Well, I'm just trying to see if there's some, I know we talked about the vitamin E acetate. I'm just wondering if them saying that the interaction with THC is the new thing that's been discovered, not that the acetate wasn't a suspect. I'm trying to figure out why, like you say, why is this new, or why is this particular instance? Because they mentioned the THC specifically. So vitamin E acetate linked to THC may be to blame. So is that the new piece of information?
I guess.
I don't know.
That was linked at the time. I don't know. This is really, really weird to me because I would swear that was
look
specifically mentioned.
If any of our crack investigator team on the chat can find a story from like a month or 2 or 3 ago that talked about vitamin E acetate that is dated prior to now, obviously, and said the same thing, then by all means. But yeah, I mean, I know we talked about it. I don't know if this one distinction is the news part of this whole thing.
Well, here's a story from, I'm sorry, it was the FDA, September 5th.
Okay.
Contaminant found in marijuana vaping products linked to deadly lung illness, tests show.
Yeah.
But a chemical is an oil derivative from vitamin E. Investigators at the Food and Drug, blah, blah, blah. The same chemical was also found in nearly all cannabis samples from patients who fell ill in New York in recent weeks.
Okay.
I feel like that breakthrough was made then.
I'm just the messenger, guys. I don't know.
And I get you. It's just I could have swore that this was okay. Yeah. So maybe they didn't make it as strong. The CDC didn't make it. It was the FDA that made the last.
Okay, maybe the CDC confirming it is the big thing, and not just the FDA.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, breakthrough. Maybe it's a breakthrough for the CDC. I don't know. I don't vape. So, the only person I worry about is SDA because she's basically a smokestack, or at least, well, I don't know. Maybe she's cut back recently. I don't know. Last time I saw her, though, she was just puffing and huffing. Anyway, we'll find out more, I'm sure, as time goes on because this is still some big news for people, I guess. Smoking's bad for you kids, just so you know. Yeah, so the last story I have, because again, this is a relatively thin day, I can't show it to you because for some reason I can read it on Firefox, but I can't show it on Chrome because on the Chrome thing, it'll give me this, you have to subscribe to read this thing. So I have the text separately. I'll just have this up for reference, but I will read the story elsewise. The headline is, as it says here, Houston prosecutor fired for asking assault victims' immigration status. Police officers said John Denholm, an assistant district attorney, declined to file charges in a sexual assault case because he believed that the victim was illegal.
What?
Yeah. So here we go. I'm going to make sure I got this window there. And thank you, Manic, for the donation. Appreciate upside down face. Are you in Australia and it's right side up there by any chance? Anyway, to the police officer who was there, what happened Halloween night inside a Houston jail certainly qualified as a crime. An inmate locked up on suspicion of drunken driving tried to pull another inmate toward him while exposing himself. The other inmate screamed for help. An officer approached and barked commands at the drunken driving suspect, according to a police report. Quote, to get his hand off the complainant and to pull his pants up, unquote. The officer then reported the episode to the Harris County District Attorney's Office, expecting the drunken driving suspect to also be charged with attempted sexual assault. But he was not, at least not at first. An assistant district attorney, John Denholm, questioned the officer about the victim's immigration status and whether the victim would be willing to testify. The officer said that he did not think the victim's status was relevant, but that he had a Mexican consular identification card. Mr. Denholm, the officer wrote in his report, then declined the case because he said that he believed the victim was illegal. News of the case sent much of Houston, which is almost half Hispanic, into an uproar. The police chief, Art Acevedo, and other law enforcement leaders have made it a priority for officers to never question victims or witnesses about their immigration status, partly to ensure that people always feel comfortable reporting crimes. On Friday afternoon, Mr. Denholm was fired, the district attorney's office said. Quote, it is wrong to ask about a victim's immigration status. It is against our policy and it won't be tolerated, Kim Ogg, the Harris County district attorney, said in a statement. We treat everyone equally under the law, no matter how they came to be here, unquote. And thank you, Manic, again. A thumbs up. So a red thumbs up. Communist Australians. Oh, wait. No, wait. It'd be a thumbs down in Australia.
Mhm.
So you're not an Australian, but you're still a communist. Okay.
Wait a minute. So they treat everybody equally under the law, except for people who are breaking it?
Well, in the instance of their being here illegally does not suddenly invalidate their claims to be a victim of crime. I don't have an argument against that.
Right, but
So.
treating everybody equally under the law, assuming all laws, means like, I mean, I get it. Like, I get why they say don't ask, but ignoring somebody's illegal immigration status is not treating them all equally under the law.
Well, in this instance, they have the same protections under the law, even if they are here illegally because they were a victim of crime.
Right. So after they do what they do and they help out, then it's like, okay, well.
Well, that might be a separate issue, but in the case of this, yeah. Earlier, Mr. Denholm had been reassigned to a different part of the office pending an investigation. Both the Houston Police Officers Union and the League of United Latin American Citizens had demanded that he be fired. Quote, an attempted sexual assault is a sexual assault, and the district attorney, the assistant district attorney who failed to file charges for this crime shouldn't be reassigned. He should be fired because he is a racist and menace to the Hispanic community, said Domingo Garcia, the national president of the Latin American group. Well, I don't know if he's a racist, but he was stupid. Mr. Denholm did not respond to an email requesting comment on Friday. On Twitter, the Houston Police Union said that, quote, victims of attempted sexual assault should not have justice stolen from them because a high-ranking DA wants to question their legal status, unquote. A spokesman for Miss Ogg, Dane Schiller, said another prosecutor had reviewed video of what happened in the jail holding cell and had charged the drunken driving suspect with attempted sexual assault. Mr. Denholm had been with the office since January 2017. He had previously retired as a Harris County Sheriff's Office lieutenant. Okay, well, what do you guys think? I mean, I'll lean back for a second here.
Well, I just think it's like when you put it all together, it really sounds weird to me. Where it's just like it's a little unacceptable for a person breaking the law to get in the way of another person breaking the law. It just sounds weird. They're just like that person breaking the law shouldn't get in the way of that other person breaking the law. It's like, well, I mean, here we have an instance of two people breaking the law. And they're like, well, it is what it is. You know, sexual assault is sexual assault. And I'm like, being illegal is being illegal. Like, those are, does that not apply then? Like, because that's what we're talking about. So I don't know. I mean, I get the circumstance where it's like, you know, there are certain protections afforded to victims of, you know, crimes. And I get that, but just that whole scenario just feels odd to me. When talking about the law and how important it is to follow it, yet we're talking about a person who's here illegally. So it just sounds weird to me.
Yeah, I mean, I get that part, what you're saying there, but we're talking about a victim of sexual assault, and this guy wasn't going to file charges because she was illegal.
Yeah, that's bullshit.
That's stupid.
Yeah, that decision, when it comes to him and that decision, fuck that dude. Because, like, you're still supposed to do your job, even if you want to do something about them being illegal afterwards. Like, what the fuck? Like, I'm not gonna follow the law.
Look, illegals, yes, they're here illegally, but that doesn't mean like you can go up and shoot them because they're not real people. They're still people, and laws still apply to them, especially protections. And then, you know what? I'll be honest with you. Get this case through, and he goes to jail, and then you want to kick her the fuck out? Cool.
Well, it was another guy. It was 2 men.
Oh, okay. Kick him the fuck out. Cool.
Well, except as we learned from that other story about the hoaxed kidnapping or whatever, that if you're a victim of a crime and you're here illegally, you could qualify for a special visa.
That's right.
Maybe it's a temporary visa, but you could still qualify. Thank you, Snubber. I think it's the old school think. You already broke the law, so you deserve assaulted/raped by other inmates. Don't condone this, but it is a thing.
It is a thing.
Yeah, it is. It does happen, but in this instance, it doesn't give like the assaulter a pass or anything, or shouldn't, I should say.
I've seen that several times in like CSI or whatever. Like, they'll capture some dude who was like, he's wanted for like 15 murders, and we finally got him, and they'll put him in a situation where he got like assaulted by somebody else, and they're like, now you have to defend him, and they're like, no, fuck this, I'm not defending that asshole. Like, you have to, like, he's a victim now.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's the way it is. And yeah, he may be a piece of shit, but a crime took place, and he's the victim of it. So,
look, I've made jokes, about good luck in jail, pedophile, because you're gonna get fucked up and stuff. But like, prison rape is still rape.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And if those guys come forward, they deserve justice as much as anybody else. I mean, just because they're criminals doesn't mean they deserve to get raped repeatedly.
Yeah, my sense of sympathy might be considerably lessened for people who are terrible and getting terrible things happening to them. But at the same time, if you are the victim of a crime, regardless of whether you're already a criminal yourself or suspected or other else, that's beside the point. That has nothing to do with the other, does not indemnify anybody against doing harm unto you unjustly. So, yeah,
it was kind of refreshing because Obama actually said something about this once near the end of his presidency. And he's like, the only person in power I've ever seen talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
Rape should not be part of your prison sentence.
Right.
But anyway, sorry.
That's fine. Well, that's all the stories I had. I don't know if you guys had anything exciting.
No, I just woke up, so I'm learning right now, Scribe.
Oh, okay. Satsu?
Nope.
All right. Well, there's one thing
sorry. I spent my day with the family, and it was nice. I spent my day with the family, and then I slept. So I had nothing from the internet today when I woke up. It was weird. It was a weird feeling.
There's one, I guess it's not a news story, but it is a nerd story. So now I will apologize ahead of time if this does end up being spoiler territory, because I don't know. This is all rumor or well-informed rumor stuff, but this concerns the next Star Wars movie. So from sources that I over time have come to respect in their sources on things, we've talked before about the behind-the-scenes chaos that is this upcoming Star Wars movie. Mm-hmm. So the latest word is there are at least 2 different cuts of the movie that are in consideration, thereabouts. And they both had test screenings with audiences. So the first cut, as I understand it, they had an audience that was made up of different fourths of fans and degrees of Star Wars. Like the one fourth of the audience was like super duper hardcore fans, and each fourth graduated down to people who knew of Star Wars but weren't like super fans. So the first act apparently rated very well, like a 65 or something, which is above average. The second act rated like a 29 or something. And then the third act rated a 4. And the third act involved, and again, might be spoiler territory if they decide to go with this cut, Rey just wiping the floor with Palpatine without any problem. Because she's Rey. This was apparently the Kathleen Kennedy cut, and the ratings on it from the test screening were so bad that Bob Iger at Disney exploded and just said, we have to reshoot the whole frickin' movie, basically. And so in the course of this, they brought in George Lucas, or some notes from George Lucas, who had apparently assisted on the script previously. And you know what Lucas's contribution to this was?
What's that? Ewoks?
Okay. No, it's even worse than that. Okay, so in the third act, somewhere in there, and again, guys, I don't know all the details. I'm not going to give any more than this, and I actually don't even know the answer to this question. Somewhere in the third act, it is revealed that there is a secret Skywalker. And the question is, and I can only assume that this secret Skywalker is someone amongst the established cast of characters. Sure. I mean, it could be something stupid like, oh, here's Cousin Eddie, who we've never seen before, and now he's joined the Resistance. It could be that stupid, but I imagine it's got to be somebody that we already know. So the question is, on the off chance this actually is the end cut of the movie. And by the way, apparently all these reshoots and everything added another $300 some odd million to the price tag of this fucking movie. Who amongst the current cast of characters post The Last Jedi could be the secret Skywalker? I'm assuming it's too easy to say Rey, so I'm going to set her aside. We can talk about this at chat time, of course, because we're already into MSS News and take theories on it. But who would make the most effective secret Skywalker?
It's going to be that little BB, whatever.
BB-8.
BB-8.
Yeah, the droid actually has a human brain inside of it, and it was from a Skywalker.
Yeah, he's been he got all of his parts cut off, and they turned him into a just. I'm putting money, and not real money. I'm putting fake money, Monopoly money, on Rose Tycho. Oh, yeah.
I don't know how. I mean. But the thing, and this was pointed out in the video I watched. By the way, if you guys look up Victor Von Doomcock, he does great work on this behind the scenes stuff with movies and things and analysis. And he brought up something that was also brought up on a different group talking about the Terminator series, and how after the second movie, after T2, every sequel thereafter was just a sequel for the sake of doing a sequel or trying to start up a new franchise, not because there was a vision for the story or where to take the story or how it was a natural outgrowth of the established canon. Just how can we make use of the license, essentially. And with the rise of Skywalker versus anything else so far, it is obvious, like the Cylons, they don't actually have a plan. There is no vision. There is no story. And especially with giving them Rian Johnson and letting him just take what they had planned completely off the rails. Now it's not like they're trying to reset. They're 2 months away, or not even 2 months now, away from the release, and they still don't know what the story is. Which just, Lucas didn't necessarily have a grand plan after the first movie, New Hope. But after that, after they saw the potential of a franchise, they started constructing one. There was a kind of vision there eventually. It just makes once you and to the Wizard of Oz theme here a little bit, when you look behind the curtain and you see what's really there, the magic's gone. It's just they're just spitballing this at this point, which just makes me so much disappointed in the whole thing.
I mean, they have a story. It's just not liked.
Well, whatever. Yeah, they have. That's true. The story they have isn't liked very well.
They're stupid.
Because they didn't know what they were doing. They bought the franchise, and honestly, they put the wrong person in charge of it. Dave Filoni should have been the one to take over Lucasfilm. If anybody knows Clone Wars and the whole stuff behind that, I mean, you can argue about some of the storylines in Clone Wars. A lot of the bad ones were mandated by Lucas when they shouldn't have been. He should have just taken hands off of it. But Dave Filoni, that guy should be running Lucasfilm. But now for some reason, George Lucas picked Kathleen Kennedy, and here we are. Thank you, Cryptic. Do you want to hear a roof joke? It's on the house. Wop, wop.
Nice.
And thank you, Mashisu. Surprise reveal, Chewbacca is the new Skywalker. Oh, that would be great. That would be great. Like Chewbacca, like the Wookiees have some kind of like ancestor worship thing, and Luke is now inside Chewbacca.
I actually, all kidding aside, I was going to say C-3PO.
Oh, C-3PO is the new Skywalker?
Yeah, I mean, he was built by Anakin.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that kind of makes him his kid-ish thing.
So like, yeah, C-3PO becomes the first droid to use the Force.
And then suddenly he just has a lightsaber.
Oh, it comes out of his finger, though, because it's a robot. And, and he's like, oh, dear, I thought this was a laser pointer. Thank you, Snubberth. At this point, Greta could write a better Star Wars. Oh God, and she wouldn't use any jet fuel to do it. Anyway, guys, we're going to move on to MSS News. If you have news stories you'd like us to read on the air, please send them to us via Twitter using the hashtag MSS News. Can't promise to get to them all, but that's because I'm long-winded. I always figure that's a safe excuse because I know that I am.
Mm-hmm.
This one comes from Frosted Glass. I would put this in the no shit Sherlock file, but why not? Let me put it. Oh yeah, I gotta put it in the right tab because the tabs and the things and the stuff. Someday I will have this more streamlined in order to display all this stuff more efficiently. But for now, it's just going to be cobbled together. The term privilege has been weaponized. It's time to retire it.
Oh hell.
Don't you love that when they create this thing and it backfires because they have zero consistency on any of their beliefs and they're just like, well, time to cancel it now.
Accusations of privilege are a form of one-upsmanship and a charge against which there is no real defense. Really? Really? Aw, it's so nice you're catching up with us from 2014. In recent years, Skidmore College, where I am a professor, has been roiled by political incidents large and small. Is it political incidents or just complaining incidents? I wonder. As at other colleges and universities, these eruptions have ranged from sometimes violent protests designed to prevent controversial speakers from speaking to call-outs and disruptions to prevent the teaching of ostensibly offensive books or to punish people for using ostensibly offensive language. In an effort to encourage dialogue, the president of Skidmore recently invited a scholar named Fred Lawrence to give a lunchtime lecture to faculty and staff. As author of a book called, you have to put quotations around, at least marks around the title of something, dude. You're a professor? You're not a professor of English by any chance, are you? A book called Punishing Hate and the Secretary of Phi Beta Kappa. Is that the entire title, or did it stop at punishing hate? That's why you need those marks there. Because I don't know if and the Secretary of Phi Beta Kappa is a subtitle or something. The nation's...
I'm sorry. In chat, Satsu, you're being told to check your Streamlabs, bud.
The nation's oldest honor society, Lawrence seems suited to offer advice about the troubles we've been going through on campus. How could we better differentiate between offenses serious enough to warrant concern and the more minor slips or unintentional derogations, sometimes called microaggressions? Dude, microaggressions are as bad as actual offenses. I hate to tell you this. Seriously, are you, and I'm not even facetious, are you 5 years behind the times on your terminology?
Sounds like
Apparently.
What you got? Did you have something donation, Satsu?
I got 3 of them, so I got to figure out which one.
Okay. I will continue until you're ready. Quote, to be unable to tell the difference between kicking a dog and accidentally tripping over one is to have little hope of successfully navigating life on a college campus, Lawrence said, in a talk that was mild and notably free of polemic. Yeah, but you see, that's all it is. That's all you need. You just need to push back just a little bit. You just need to contradict someone on the offense squad just a little bit because they'll be offended. The first faculty member to raise a hand after the lecture asked Lawrence whether he was aware of the privilege he had exercised in addressing us. She spoke with conviction and suggested that Lawrence had taken advantage of his august position by daring to offer his advice. Lawrence replied with courtesy, conceding that, like everyone else assembled, he was, of course, the beneficiary of several kinds of privilege and would try to be alert to them. Okay, that was his first mistake was thinking that he had any right to say anything at all. Second mistake was to concede the point to the complainer.
I found the donation, by the way. Evolved Potato, thank you. Just to be sure, is it reported that it was because they were illegal, or did the DA actually say it was because they were illegal? Because one can be an opinion of someone else, or one can be an opinion of someone else, or what they actually said.
Well, the story didn't seem to confirm one way or the other, but from what the information we have, the district attorney believed they were illegal and so decided not to prosecute. Whether or not the district attorney had any proof they were illegal seems to be beside the point, but I don't think it wasn't said that the person involved was, just that they were believed to be. So,
right.
Which is actually, it doesn't make it any better necessarily or worse. It's just even more dumb. It's like, on suspicion that you may be illegal, I'm not going to prosecute this. Like, what? Though nothing further came of this exchange, it seemed clear that privilege had been invoked as a noise word to distract from the substance of Lawrence's remarks and from his suggestion that some of us had failed to make the elementary distinction he had called to our attention. More, the privilege charge had been leveled with the expectation that he was guilty, not because of anything particular he had said, but because he was a white male. This professor is way behind the times. I don't know if at his college he's like in a time bubble or something, or just doesn't know what's been going on in force for at least the last 5 years. But I'm glad that he's been, what's the phrase, red-pilled or whatever on this particular issue, but you're a little too late.
Yeah.
So I feel sorry for you, bud. Moving on. Who's next? That is an ad for that. I've talked about this before. They'll come up with any TV show they can now where one of the 5 senses is gone or cannot be used. Like Bird Box, you can't look at anything. All right. The Quiet Place, you can't make noise. Now they got the show See, where everybody's blind in the world, except for, of course, the one chosen child or something. I'm waiting for the show where the sense of smell is eliminated or something. How many more scenarios can they come up with for this stuff? Okay, this one comes from Froggy.
Rivet.
I saw this earlier today, and I was like, "Is this for reals?" Because it's 2019. Let's see. Do that, and do that. My ad blocker is for God's sakes. Okay, yes, my ad blocker is on, so I will do that. Okay. A white restaurant manager was sentenced to 10 years for enslaving and beating a black man.
Yeah. Fuck that guy.
Yeah, this is the thing that happened. A white South Carolina restaurant manager has been sentenced to 10 years in prison for enslaving a black worker with an intellectual disability for 5 years, forcing him to work more than 100 hours a week without pay and frequently beating him with a belt, the Justice Department said Thursday. On one occasion, according to the Department of Justice, Bobby Paul Edwards, a backwoods name if I ever heard one, the manager of J&J Cafeteria in Conway, South Carolina, quote, dipped metal tongs into hot grease and burned the victim's neck, unquote, for failing to deliver fried chicken to the buffet quickly.
Oof.
And we were talking about, I don't really have any sympathy if bad things happen to people in prison. This is one of those guys.
Mm-hmm.
Edwards, quote, yelled at the victim and used racial slurs to belittle and demean him, unquote, the Justice Department said in announcing the sentencing. In addition to the prison sentence, Edwards was required to pay the worker, John Christopher Smith, more than $500,000 in damages, including $272,000 in the back pay he never received. I got a question. And this guy should completely be thrown into a concrete box for the rest of his life, as far as I'm concerned. But this happened over the course of 5 years, and no one said anything when he was being this blunt and outward about his abuse. I mean, I assume this guy wasn't the only worker he had in his kitchen.
Right.
It took this long for somebody to say something. Smith's ordeal finally ended in 2014 when the mother-in-law of a waitress notified authorities of the abuse. Not the waitress, the mother-in-law of the waitress.
So one must assume that if the mother-in-law of the waitress knew, then the fucking waitress knew.
Yeah.
No shit.
Well, anybody else working there who wasn't the owner that you saw, heard any of this, said they said over 5 years, said nothing. I that part I don't get. That goes into that Kitty Genovese theory of things, where it's like, I'll see nothing, say nothing for my own, because I'm not going to get involved, kind of thing. That really is. Do they say what's going to happen to him? Trying to see. I don't think that they say where he's going to, how much he might be sentenced for. He's got 10 years. That's right. Sorry, I got mixed up between the time that the abuse was taking place. Only 10 years. I give him way more than that, but
yeah, he did this to the guy for 5 years. They only doubled it. Come on.
Yeah, you torture and abuse and make a slave of a undeveloped individual, and with like hot tongs dipped in grease and burning them and scarring him, for fuck's sake. This guy, 10 years isn't enough. Anyway, moving on. Can we find something funny, maybe? Okay, this one comes from senior staff reporter and chief Florida correspondent Colleen Bernier.
Real quick in chat, Pat asked, did the guy have a mental condition or something? Yeah, he was developmentally disabled. He was slightly retarded.
Yeah. Okay, share this, share that, click this. All right, orangutan granted legal personhood, moves to Florida, becomes Florida woman.
This is in Newsweek?
This is in Newsweek.
The magazine that was once purchased, the entire magazine, not an issue, for $1.
Yeah. Yeah, this is the fall of news. I mean, we've seen plenty of the fall news, but this is really like, I would expect to read this on, I don't know,
Weekly World News.
Weekly World News or Jezebel or something, or Vox. An orangutan who was granted legal personhood in a landmark 2015 ruling has moved into the Center for Great Apes in Central Florida. Judge Elena Liberatori's ruling, that's oddly poetic given the circumstances, declared that Sandra was legally not an animal, but a non-human person. That meant the orangutan was entitled to some legal rights enjoyed by humans, plus better living conditions. Quote, with that ruling, I wanted to tell society something new, that animals are sentient beings and that the first right they have is our obligation to respect them, Liberatori said. The 2015 ruling came after animal rights campaigners filed a habeas corpus petition, a document more typically used to challenge the legality of a person's detention or imprisonment, on behalf of the orangutan. Sandra, 33, was born in Germany and spent 25 years at the Buenos Aires Zoo before arriving at her new home on November 5th. Patty Reagan, director of the center in Wauchula, Florida, said Sandra is adjusting to the center, joining 21 orangutans and 31 chimpanzees who have been rescued or retired from circuses, stage shows, and the exotic pet trade. Quote, she was shy when she first arrived, but once she saw the swings, toys, and grassy areas in her new home, she went out to explore, Reagan said. Reagan also said Sandra met her caregivers and has adjusted well to the new climate, calling her, quote, sweet and inquisitive. Okay. And the world kept turning. Yeah, does she pay taxes as agnostic? Some rights, but not all, I guess. I don't know.
It's an animal. That what the judge did was stupid. I'm fine with being rescued and all that if they're in a bad condition, but they're not. This is the same kind of stupid shit we saw with that the animal who owned the picture. Do you remember that?
Right, own the rights to their image.
Yeah, own the right. They took that picture. Shut up! It's a fucking animal. Are they? Yes, they're sentient, but so are cockroaches.
All right, this one comes from Shrouded Angel. I always need something that's just completely ridiculous and kind of gross to cheer me up, I guess, sort of, because I want to laugh at just how silly people are.
Yeah, but what if she votes for Trump?
Oh, that's right. She's not a real woman then. We value your privacy. Do you? Do you really? Okay. Dad wants to immortalize his sperm by turning it into a vasectomy ring.
What?
I am honestly at a loss because there are things like I would never have imagined such a thing. How does anyone do that? A man is on the hunt for a jeweler to help him with a rather unusual request involving his sperm, which he hopes to transform into a Christmas present.
Wait, so this isn't even a ring for him? Baby, you want a ring? Wear my spooge around your finger?
Okay. Do you know someone that could help make a vasectomy ring? This is the question one British dad is asking, and it's just as bizarre as it sounds. The unnamed man, who has 5 kids, is preparing to have a vasectomy at the end of November, but hopes to immortalize his live sperm before then in a piece of jewelry. This ring will then be given as an amusing Christmas gift to his wife if he can get one made in time. The London-based dad says he and his wife are always pranking each other with unusual gifts, and he thinks this one could be the best yet. In order to see his idea become a reality, the man has contacted online local services marketplace Bark.com. Never heard of them. He said, quote, "To cut to the chase, I'm looking for a jeweler who can put my sperm into a ring, which I'm going to give my wife for Christmas. I know this is super weird, but I'm due to get a vasectomy at the end of November, and I wanted to do something funny with the last few living sperm I've got, kind of like a keepsake of my manhood."
Vasectomies don't kill your sperm.
Yeah. The plan is to give the ring to my wife on Christmas Day, wait for her to tell me it's beautiful, let her wear it for a couple of hours, and then tell her what it's actually made of. I think you might have spoiled the surprise. He added, quote, "So you don't think I'm a complete nutter?" My wife and I have been together for more than 20 years. Now I think he meant, have 5 kids, hence the vasectomy, haha. And since day one, have been pulling pranks on each other. It was one of those pranks, honey, I'm pregnant, and she wasn't kidding. All
I'll be
right,
back, guys.
Okay.
That's nasty.
What better way to say I love you than with a cum ring?
He's gonna spend $1,500 on a joke.
If you got it and it's all in fun to play jokes, fine. But a sperm ring, okay, whatever. What? Okay, this one comes from TM Writer. I've just barely read the headline, and I'm not sure that I believe that this is a real thing. But then I just talked about a sperm ring, so sure, why not? Let's go whole hog into this one as well. NASA scientist shows dinosaurs roamed Earth on the other side of the Milky Way.
Oh.
So are you talking about like galaxy rotation kind of thing? Or
yeah,
like our planet? Okay, all right, maybe because when I first read
Different
that, I was like, "Are you saying that dinosaurs are actually no?" When dinosaurs ruled the Earth, the planet was on a completely different side of the galaxy. Well, that's really all you had to say. That kind of takes all the mystery out of it for me. A new animation by NASA scientist Jesse Christensen shows just how long the dinosaurs' reign lasted and how short the era of humans has been in comparison by tracing our solar system's movement through the Milky Way. Our sun orbits the galaxy's center, completing its rotation every 250 million years or so. Okay, well, I mean, I kind of abstractly knew that, or at least knew that we rotated around the galaxy as well as, etc.
Yeah, I didn't know how long it took.
Yeah, maybe that's it. So Christensen's animation shows that last time our solar system was at its current point in the galaxy, the Triassic period was in full swing and dinosaurs were just beginning to emerge. No.
You're an English person. Should solar system be capitalized there?
Because it's referring to the solar system. Ours, yes. Because that if you're just talking about a solar system, you might, lowercase it.
But okay.
Because like the solar system is how we refer to our planetary system. So,
just looks weird to me. Okay, all right.
Let's say sort of like the moon. If you capitalize moon, you're talking about our moon. Or the sun. Thank you, Manic. He should have given her a pearl necklace instead. Oh!
Well, that's what I was thinking. I was actually thinking, you see, those ring pops?
Oh, God. Here, honey, it's lemonade.
Tastes
Pranked
like
ya. Just a prank, girl.
Tastes like asparagus.
And thank you, Cryptic, for the donation of barf. Yeah, that's kind of how I felt about it, too. Okay. Well, this is not nearly as mind blowing as I thought it was going to be. I believe that. That makes sense.
It's interesting, but not mind blowing.
So if that's how long it takes us to make a rotation around the galaxy, then sure, dinosaurs were in a different part of the galaxy at the time, which doesn't really mean much, I guess, unless somehow like the movement of us around the galaxy somehow affected our evolution. That would be an interesting connection, but they didn't make that. So anyway. We'll do. Actually, we're going to call it there, guys. Sorry for the long-windedness, as I warned. Though I told you ahead of time. So thank you so much for all the stories and the donations, as it were, to the conversation. Anything that remember, be sure to tag your stories not only with MSS News, but #MITAM, because there's a chance it might be read on Monkey in the Morning. Can't guarantee it, but there's a chance. So we're going to move on to YouTube time. As I said at the top of the show, I intended to use some of the extra time I had today, leaving work early, to find something that maybe caught my brain to do a video on. But while a couple things caught my attention, they were very long and hour-long discussions between people about things. They can be interesting, but they are a bear to try to chop down and script for. I've done it in the past, much to my own chagrin, but I wasn't really feeling it today because, like I say, the stuff at work has been draining my brain daily, and I just run out of cycles, kind of. So hopefully that will pass sooner than I had imagined because I'm getting more efficient at getting this stuff done. But anyway, that's just me complaining. But I did find a couple of things that I may choose one of them to do a live stream commentary MST3K riffing on maybe Sunday morning. So we'll see. I'll let you guys know as things develop. Satsu, what'd you work on? Is Satsu still gone? Hello?
Oh, shit. I thought I was unmuted.
Oh, okay.
I was telling you who was gone and I was muted too. My bad.
We're crying out loud. You guys, wow. Live TV, everybody. Satsu, what are you working on?
I have a couple cooking videos that I've been working on. One is experimental, and the other is an actual success. So those will be coming out as soon as I get a chance to sit down and edit them. After this, we'll be playing on 2 Cents Plus, 7 Days to Die. So be sure to come out and hang out with us for that. Earlier today, I did a stream for the new Monster Hunter crossover event. They did a collaboration. Well, I guess it's not really a collab, but just a crossover with another IP of theirs. They had a Resident Evil 2 crossover, and that mission is fun as hell. If you have Iceborne and you play Monster Hunter, do that fucking mission because you get Leon and Claire's costume, and it's just a fun mission. Like out of all the missions in the game, it's just really fucking fun. But yeah, I've been trying to keep myself busy, so utilizing the hours that I have throughout the day. So I've been getting quite a few things done. So there you go.
Good. Monkey.
I did a monkey in the morning, and then I was going to go to sleep because the family was here, but I couldn't sleep. So I did a game stream as well, and the zombie apocalypse got interrupted by the cutest little blonde girl coming in here and asking me to go play upstairs because she finally woke up.
Oh.
And then I went upstairs, and instead of playing with me, she decided it would be much more fun to sit in with Grandma while Grandma was working. And she sat in there very quietly. She has this little, it's kind of like a TV tray, but it stands on its own little feet that she can sit on the floor or on a couch or something like that. But it's a frozen TV tray kind of thing. And that was her desk. And she had a little spiral notebook. And as Lady Monkey was working, she has 3 screens that she works with. And she opened up a little word pad on the side and she'd type in words in there for Little Butt to write down. So she has this whole notebook where she did her work all day. And it's the cutest little thing. But like, you didn't play with me.
Oh.
But she was so cute. Oh my God, that child. But I did get to snuggle with the newest one.
Oh, how is the little one?
So cute. Her mom, it's funny because everybody worries that they don't want to put me out, because I'm crippled.
Uh-huh.
So her mom had to go do some stuff, and she's like, I can do that later. I got the baby. It's no big deal. And the baby's sleeping in her little thingy. I don't know what it's called. But she starts crying, and I pick her up and I put her on my chest, and she just goes to sleep. And her mom comes running in. Do you need me to take her? I'm like, I've done this 6 times now with baby. I'm okay. As long as I don't have to get up or something, I will not walk holding the baby because
on the off chance. Yeah.
But and I just put her on my chest. She fell right back asleep.
Oh.
And we just cuddled.
Oh, baby.
She's so cute, you guys. Sorry, I'm done. I'm done gushing.
Well, here's the $54 billion question. Do you have a nickname for the new one yet?
No, I don't.
Okay.
I just call her Sweetie and kiss her on the head while she sleeps.
Well, Sweetie's fine. We can call her Sweetie until you get a better one. Sweetie baby.
Faithless says your chest must be soft and squishy. For all of those, well, I am. I mean, I'm not the most chiseled man, but for all of those of you out there who have listened to my voice and fallen asleep to it, and I know there's a lot of you who do that because you tell me.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine being that little baby on my chest, hearing it from the inside.
Oh.
I'm just a very calming presence. I don't rant at the baby. It's just my normal, soft voice.
Oh. All right. Well, then, was that it, Monkey?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay. Well, and on to the wonderful world of thuggadry. I don't know if I have much because of work stuff. I kind of did the Star Wars thing. I'll bring this up. But so there's a consulting firm out there called McKinsey & Company. And I've heard this name multiple times over the course of my YouTube videos, and perhaps viewers have as well, because more often than not, their research and studies are brought up as evidence that things like having more women in your business means more successful businesses, or diversity equals bigger profits and stuff like that. And of course, the rationalization of those studies or the conclusions they come to are always a little shaky at best. But McKinsey & Company is just something I've heard a lot of over time, and it's very synonymous with that kind of thing. Well, today, McKinsey & Company, the consulting firm, is facing a federal investigation over whether it misused its influence in bankruptcy cases. So I just thought that was like, that's interesting. I'm not quite sure. I can't tell you what the context of that is because, the New York Times does not want me to read any more stories of theirs. But I just found it interesting, that their business might be affected. I wonder if they're run by 50% men and women by any chance. What else? Apparently there is going to be a series of Lovecraft movies being made off the coattails of Color Out of Space, starring Nicolas Cage, which is soon to be available. I am dying to see that. I saw the preview the other day, and I thought, this looks. Just looks. Again, I haven't seen it yet, but it looks like maybe the right balance of campy and horror that Lovecraft really deserves. Although I'm more into the horror part of Lovecraft. When you put Nicolas Cage into your movie, it's hard to avoid the campy part. So if I have to accept that, that's fine, but everything else looks interesting. But they may do a redo of this Dunwich Horror, which would be great if they actually did that, because they haven't done the Dunwich Horror, I think, since the 60s version, the psychedelic thing. And then what was the other one they were going to do? I can't tell you because they won't let me read this unless I disable a bunch of stuff. Anyway, yeah, so if you like Lovecraft and Lovecraft in movies, apparently there's a plan to make a whole trilogy of movies, which I'm very happy about. And then we talked about the guy who almost died. And I think that's all I got. So Monkey, what do you got?
As I said, this wasn't a conscious effort today. I wasn't online very much. The only thing I really have is from it's actually kind of from yesterday. Did you hear about this guy who got banned from Fortnite?
I saw a teaser thing on it in a sidebar or something, but I don't know what the details are.
Okay, so there's this group of gamers, that the FaZe team, led by a guy named FaZe Banks. He built them up, and they now
FaZe.
Yeah,
I've heard that in relation to Keemstar talking about them before.
Yep. They are a frequent subject of his videos. But this guy named FaZe Jarvis, he put out a video showing people how to cheat in Fortnite, teaching them how to use an aimbot. And the folks at Fortnite, at Epic there, found out about it and banned him from the game for life. Because any cheating in their game is a bannable offense. And not just in Fortnite, across all of their Epic products. He's not allowed to play any of that shit no more. And this is not something that's like hidden in the TOS somewhere. Everybody knows you can't cheat in online games, or you're not supposed to cheat in online games. And it's getting more and more that companies like zero tolerance on it, which is great, because if you've ever been in a game and some shitbag is in there cheating, it just ruins the whole fucking thing. But FaZe Banks, he actually tweeted this out. What Jarvis did was obviously stupid. It was a mistake, and the point has been made very clear. Fortnite is a huge part of his life, and I just don't see the punishment destroying a 17-year-old's life fitting the crime. Destroying his life because he can't play this video game. The new Call of Duty came out just the other day. It's got an online shooting component to it. Knock yourself out. Go play that. And don't cheat this time, dumbass. But I love, there's so many people out there talking about this who are on the FaZe side of it. Oh, come on, man. It wasn't, he shouldn't get this kind of punishment. It's in the TOS and quite obviously stated all over the place. Do not cheat. But it's going to ruin his life because he can't play this game. Go fuck yourself. Don't cheat, and don't teach other people to cheat.
I'll have to get a real job now.
Yeah. But there's other games he can play.
Yeah.
Plenty of other games he can play.
But can you make as much money off of those games as you can with Fortnite?
Well, not just he can't. You know who else loses money when Jarvis can't play? FaZe Banks.
Yeah.
Because, he takes some of their winnings and stuff. That's part of being part of that group.
Yeah, it's
Oops.
It's like being part of the mafia. You got to pay your cut upwards.
Yeah. So, You cheat in an online game, fuck you. And this one's just cute. It's not really fucketry. Do you follow You Had One Job?
I don't know if I follow, but I plenty of people retweet that stuff.
Yeah.
If you guys don't follow You Had One Job, you really should. This one says there's a story behind every sign. And this is what the sign says. It says, notice, please yell not a squirrel when using this book drop, so we know you are a human and not a squirrel trying to steal our goodies.
What?
Apparently they've had squirrel issues there. I just think that's cute. But yeah, sorry, I wasn't online, so the other stuff, I mean, there's been some here, but nothing real interesting to me. So sorry, guys, I'm boring today.
Oh, well, that's what puts people to sleep.
Well, that happens sometimes.
All right, Satsu, what do you got?
Well, first off, Blacks for Trump is trending on Twitter. And the first thing I see when I click on it is two white people in a shirt that says Blacks for Trump. So I'm a little confused, but that's the thing that's happening right now. Where the fuck was the thing I was? I just saw an opinion piece from the New York Times that says how the insufferably woke helped Trump. And I'm very, I want to say I am surprised to see a headline like this coming from them. But we kind of saw this coming. Eventually, the pendulum was going to go too far. Now, this is just an opinion piece. Like, this isn't, like, I guess somebody who directly works at New York Times, or maybe it is. I don't know. But yeah, that's once again, we have these people making these observations that people have been making or have made, for years now. And it's funny to watch people like when somebody tells a joke and you've laughed at it 10 minutes ago and somebody else is just like, oh, and you're like, yeah, well, welcome. You finally caught up, huh?
It's like that professor we were doing earlier. It's just like, welcome to the party. It's nice to see you.
Yeah, nice of you to make it. We've been here for a while. Like, Jesus Christ, where the fuck have you been? I couldn't read it because New York Times wouldn't let me. But yeah, it just I think the title speaks for itself, though. How the insufferably woke helped Trump. Yeah. Now, depending on what angle he takes, I'm fairly sure that they're going to be a subset of people who are pissed about it, and maybe people who are like, "Hey, man, reading the title itself may have you testifying like, oh, finally somebody gets it." But then again, you read it, and he's probably like, he probably full of apologetics and all types of other dumb shit to justify it, but he's still saying like it helps Trump, but it's needed, or some shit like that. So who knows? If anybody else can read it, then let me know what it say, will you? There's something else. Where was it? God damn it. What the fuck was it? God damn it. I can't find it. I think they might have deleted it. Shit.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll let you know if I can find it.
I did have one more thing. Somebody sent all of us, I think it was a Evil One sent us a video of Joe Rogan and Pete Dominic debating gun control. I didn't have time to watch it. That's why I'm not commenting, guys. I appreciate the heads up, and I will watch it later. The other thing, have you guys been watching or seen anything about Death Stranding?
Well, I've seen several people nuke it as far as reviews of it, and it not making any sense or being some kind of weird Trump allegory or whatever. But I mean, I don't know. Is it even out yet? I don't even know if people have got a preview copy and that's what they're talking about or something.
There's some gameplay out there, and I know it's coming I think it's sometime this week for the Steam store and all that for pre-order stuff. I went and watched the gameplay, and calling it gameplay is kind of funny. It looks like a really good movie. I'm hooked
Yeah.
on the movie.
Right.
But the gameplay itself, they've called it the walking simulator, and that's kind of what it is. They actually calculate how far you walked at the end of each mission.
Seriously.
Seriously.
Is that is that like something that like speedrunners can use? Maybe.
But like in the one mission, I don't know why this one stood out at me. The dude in the mission, he walked 3,000 meters.
Okay.
And that was just to go from cutscene to cutscene. And these cutscenes are like 10, 15 minutes long.
Oh boy.
Now, if people have the game and like it, I'm not shitting on your game. This is not a game I could play because it's not a, to me, that's not a game. It is just walking from one place to another to see the next. I would really like to see it just without all the gameplay and just watch the movie, because the movie looks interesting. But yeah, I couldn't play a game like that.
Wasn't this sorry.
That's just too much.
Wasn't this written by Guillermo del Toro, or he had some hand in crafting it or something? Because he's a movie director and everything.
Yeah, he helped Kojima out a lot with it.
Yeah. Okay. Well, yeah, I never, aside from the just absolute bizarre nature of the trailers back when it was first announced, I've never had any interest. As far as I know, I've never played a Kojima game. As far as I could, I mean, maybe there's something in the distant past or something, but I never played any of the Kojima era Metal Gear games or any of that other stuff. Just never. I never had the right console, and it never interested me. And this one, I was like, it looks really pretentious. That's what I got out of those trailers. Just like, this looks like some super duper, I'm being weird and abstract because I'm trying to be weird and abstract pretentiousness stuff. And so I was turned off by that initially. And then everything I'm hearing about it from people who either have seen the gameplay or heard the interviews about what Kojima says it is or it isn't. And I'm just kind of like, no. I mean, I might watch a walkthrough or a playthrough or something of somebody, but I'm not going to put money down for it.
Well, I watched like an hour and 20 minutes, and that hour and 20 minutes, I didn't watch any of the gameplay. I skipped all of it because it's literally just walking from place to place.
Okay.
So I watched like an hour and 20 minutes of movie.
Yeah.
It's and it is a good movie. I think it's interesting what they're doing there, but I'd heard of the game. I didn't know who Kojima was or what anything else he's done. So it's not like I have a dog in this race one way or the other. I was just interested because everybody was talking about it. So I went and watched, and holy shit, that's a lot of cutscene. Holy shit.
All right. You have anything else, Satsu and or Monkey?
No.
No, I'm not seeing anything else.
Okay. Well, shall we do a Mad Lib?
Sure.
Sad.
The last one was so successful.
Oh god, that last one.
Yeah, Little Purple Whoring Hood.
Just real quick, if I may. I forgot to bring this up. For those of you who think Baby It's Cold Outside is a rapey song, the new version with Kelly Clarkson and that dude, what's his name? Supposed to be out today, I think it is.
Uh-huh.
The more PC version. So you can listen to the song again without feeling rapey, guys.
Yay! They changed the lyrics, you mean?
Yeah.
Okay. Baby, it's cold outside. Have some hot chocolate. It was a John Legend, Orpheus Taylor says.
Yes, that's who it is.
All right. Well, let's see what happens with a Mad Lib. Chat, this is what I need from you. I'm going to name off the 3 types of words. I need suggestions from you for the Mad Lib. Please put them in separate little chat entries. And if you tag it with what kind of word it is that you're submitting, just so I have a reference when I get to that point in the process, I appreciate it. So what I need from you is a verb ending with ing, a present tense verb, and animal plural. So a verb ending with ing, a present tense verb, and animal plural. Satsu, I need a plural noun.
Skittles.
Skittles. I think their anniversary's coming up, isn't it? Something like that. They got some like 20 or 30 or 40th anniversary or something of their creation.
Shit, ain't no telling.
Let's see. Monkey, I need a verb ending with ing.
Fisting.
No, look, there's a classic. Satsu, I also need a verb ending with ing.
Spooning.
Spooning. All right. Monkey, I need a plural noun.
Victims.
Okay. Satsu, I need a present tense verb.
Present tense a verb. Suplex.
Okay. Monkey, I need an adjective.
Oh, bloody.
All right. Satsu, I also need an adjective.
Let's see. Diced.
Diced. Okay. Monkey, I need a food plural.
Kumquats.
There you go. And Satsu, I need another present tense verb.
Present tense. Everything I think of is violent. I was trying to think of something not violent. Jesus Christ.
Whatever.
We'll go with let's go with punch.
Okay. All right. So now, chat, I need the let's see. Oh, somebody okay? All right.
Yeah.
Let's see. I need the verb ending in ing. What do we got for Shrouded Angel says exploding. All right. Present tense verb. Chicago Mike said, oh, we already used that one. Punch. Sorry, Chicago Mike. You and Satsu, great minds think alike. Present tense verb. Wow, not a lot of suggestions this time around. Unless I missed something. No? Wow. Okay. I might have to come up with one myself then. Present tense verb. How about stab? I like that. And then animal plural. Stargazer says squirrels. Sounds good to me. All right, guys. Let me pull this up here and then share it, and we'll see what we came up with. Sometimes these are really funny. Sometimes, they're not. We'll find out. This one's called Which One is Right for You? Many people enjoy keeping a variety of animals for pets. Each kind of pet needs special care and attention. Every pet needs food, water, and lots of Skittles. Some pets need regular fisting and spooning.
Oh.
But other pets need less care. So which pet is right for you? If you are keeping fish, you will need a tank and victims.
Piranhas, I'm thinking we're talking about here.
Cats like to suplex a lot, and they enjoy being petted. Dogs that are bloody need a lot of exercise, while diced dogs might be happy just running around the house.
Oh, wow.
Horses take a lot of work. They need a stable and lots of kumquats. They also need to punch regularly. Gerbils and hamsters take less work than a horse, and it can be fun watching them exploding in their cages.
Oof.
Snakes like to stab under a heat lamp, but when it comes to feeding time, you have to be ready to feed most snakes squirrels. That actually works.
Mm-hmm.
There are all kinds of animals that can be kept as pets, but always remember that a pet requires some effort and needs lots of Skittles. All right. The suplexing cats and the fish-needing victims are all right. And fisting and spooning your pets regularly,
Well, the exploding hamsters is kind of disturbing.
Pebbles!
Pebbles, we hardly knew
Little
you.
hamster grenades.
Let's do one more just for...
Yeah, while you're looking for one, I just saw a story that amused me. Roger Stone is on trial right now. He used to work for the president. He's on trial for a couple of things. The jury has been told not to watch The Godfather
Why?
because apparently Stone told somebody to pull a what's the guy's name? Pantangelli.
Oh yeah.
Do it. And so that the judge said, don't watch The Godfather. But wasn't he in Godfather 2?
Yes, that was a Godfather 2 reference.
Yes, so they can watch the one that actually is apparently about this, but don't watch the first one. Bad judge.
Oh, whoops! I shared the screen too soon. My bad. Not that it really ruins anything. Let's see. So chat this time around from you. I need a past tense verb, a singular noun, and your name. It can be your screen name, obviously, but or just a name. I'm fine with that too. Past tense verb, singular noun, your name. Satsu, I need a friend.
A friend.
A friend.
Let's go, Weibo.
Weibo. Weibo.
She's
Monkey, I need an adjective.
Oh, slutty.
Slutty. Satsu, I need a color.
Orange.
Orange. Orange man bad. Monkey, I need a food singular.
Cantaloupe.
I would have guessed cucumber, but maybe I just know you too well. Satsu, I need a female teacher. Interesting.
Oh, here's a teacher I hated. Mrs. Holt.
Mrs. Holt. Oh, okay. What did she teach?
How to be a bitch. Well, she taught English.
Oh, okay.
Should have went with Mary Letourneau.
Monkey, I just need a female. So that's all it says, just a female.
Nancy Pelosi.
Nancy Pelosi. All right. Satsu, I need a singular noun.
Red Solo Cup.
Red Solo Cup. I fill you up. Let's have a party. Monkey, I need a male.
George Washington.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Chuck Schumer. All right. Satsu, I need an adjective.
Let's see. Let's do creamy.
Creamy. All right. Monkey, I need a singular noun.
Okay. Cock ring.
Not a sperm ring.
Sperm-filled cock.
Sperm-filled cock ring. Oh, God. And Satsu, I need a singular noun.
I think you just said it. No, let me pick a different one. We'll pick a classic and do two-headed dildo.
All right. Two-headed dildo. All right. Now on to chat. I need a past tense verb. Who's got me a past tense verb? Agnostic, adread, defenestrated. I like that. Do you guys know what defenestrate means?
I have no clue.
Nope.
It means to throw someone out a window.
Oh, shit.
There's a specific word for that?
There is, yeah,
Wow.
defenestration. Yeah, the act of throwing someone out a window or throwing yourself out a window is being defenestrated. Singular noun, Fairly Becca says girl. Sure, why not? Girl. And lastly, your name. Whose name should I use? Let's see. Your name. That's a famous person's name. I'm trying to see. Angela Arriaga. Sorry, Angela H. Arriaga. All right. Oops. Let me make sure I spell that. Okay, there we go. All right. Now I've got to click this and then click. Oh, this is a short one with a lot of words. Uh-oh. We'll see how that works out. And then click this, and click that. All right. The missing food mystery. Dear Weibo, last week I helped solve a mystery and had a real slutty time.
Oh.
When it was lunchtime, I found out my orange cantaloupe was missing. I told Mrs. Holt, and she said the whole class could help me find my cantaloupe. Nancy Pelosi thought she found it, but it turned out to be a small red Solo cup. George Washington thought he found it, but it was someone's creamy cock ring.
Oh, God.
Oh no.
Finally, I found it under the two-headed dildo. It defenestrated out when I opened my lunchbox. Next time, I'm going to put my cantaloupe in a closed girl so I won't lose it. Your friend, Angela H. Arriaga.
Wow.
That was quite the adventure.
George
Someone's
Washington can't tell the difference between a creamy cock ring and a cantaloupe.
Maybe he had wooden eyes instead of teeth?
Yeah. Did he taste
Oh,
them?
boy.
Anyway.
Yeah. Bleh. All right, guys. Well, there are your Mad Libs for today. Because now... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I was about to say, Monkey, did you ever think that there would be any point in your life where you would utter the words creamy cock ring?
No.
Oh, he didn't. He didn't have to. I did. And I was forced into that one.
Well, I did
was
say it
forced.
after.
Well,
you
did you? Oh, did you? Okay. Yeah. I was forced into the creamy cock ring. Anyway, guys, bottom of the hour, it's time for your time. If you've got questions, comments, concerns, conspiracy theories on who the secret Skywalker might be, put them into the chat now. If you have questions for us, please put plenty of chat marks after those. If you have statements for us to consider, please put plenty of statement marks after those. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, because obviously maybe I don't either, be sure to ask chat. They will help you along. Remember, guys, after this, over on 2 Cents Plus, you can watch Monkey and Satsu fight zombies. 7 Days to Die. Oh, you know what? I did forget something about YouTube time. I did. I completely skipped me. I was at the last minute because, I saw the link at the last minute because Twitter does not like to notify me of DMs anymore for some reason. But Sinatra invited me onto the AAA stream. And I popped in just as they were doing a game that involved quoting movies and identifying movie lines and actors and stuff. And it was like, I was made for this. And I won. I was up against Ghastly and Phil and Polydub and was there someone else that I'm forgetting also? No, Drunkle came in later. I think I'm forgetting someone, so I apologize if I am. But anyway, I was up against a whole team of people, and I won. It came down to a tie between me and Ghastly, and the question that got it over was being able to identify a line from A League of Their Own. Crying in baseball, being able to name all the participants there. So yeah, that was great. All right, on to the questions. Let's see. Jordan 250 says Palpatine is the secret Skywalker. Well, no, actually, I take it back because I guess it was Darth Plagueis who purportedly created Anakin out of whole cloth. Maybe, if you believe the lore, which I don't even know is it's valid anymore because Disney retconned it all. But maybe. Sure. Tack Alpaca, cranberry sauce, jellied or whole berries? I don't even like cranberry sauce, so I'm out.
Neither.
Jellied, says Satsu.
That's nasty. Don't eat it.
Cannibal Caretaker, Jar Jar Skywalker? Sure, why not? Given Disney's track record, why not? Jar Jar makes a surprise cameo. Even though, like I say, the fate of Jar Jar that was created in that Aftermath book, for everything bad you can say about Jar Jar, where they had him end up in the lore is actually both fitting and really kind of sad. I won't give it away if you want to look it up, because they don't tell you it's Jar Jar. They never name him, but they talk about this Gungan and then what happened. It's actually kind of fitting.
I think it's going to be Ben Solo. In a drunken night one night, Luke and Leia went all Game of Thrones, And so there's no actual Solo in there. He is pure Skywalker.
Oh no.
You know what was supposed to happen if Carrie Fisher hadn't passed away? She was going to bust out with her Jedi lightsaber in the last movie and be
Sure.
the last Jedi. And that might have been what the Rise of Skywalker title was meant to like she was going to become the new head of the Jedi Order or whatever. Which, would have been after a fashion fitting. I was always curious what Leia's lightsaber would be. Because in the video game, I think it was Force Unleashed 2 when they did an alternate history thing and Leia was the one trained. She had a yellow lightsaber. So I always wondered if they give her like a different colored lightsaber. Let's see. RJ Bandsman, Scribe Light, got any dad jokes about Star Wars? Darth Vader is the father. No, I off the top of my head, I don't have any repertoire. I actually don't have a repertoire of dad jokes. I just say really lame jokes, and they end up being dad jokes. I don't have a library in my head, unless it's like there's only except for two. It is like I missed you, and I say only because your aim was off, or somebody says so, and I go a needle pulling thread. Those are like the two reflexive dad jokes I've got in me. Let's see, Mr. Scott J87. Where is your Streamlabs, Scribe? Well, if you find one, it's not mine because I don't have one. Because so far as I know, and people keep telling me to look into this, depending on which bank you connect your Streamlabs to, charges or payments to that could reveal my name and location and bank, etc., because of the way that they process that stuff. So in order to avoid that, I would have to set up an LLC or try to put it through some other thing or find a bank that could tell me explicitly and assure me that wasn't going to happen. Haven't gone that far yet. So I appreciate the thought, but I don't have a Streamlabs at present, and I don't know if I will in the near future. Let's see. Pete says, did you know Jose Canseco fought in MMA? His record is 0-1-0. I did not know that. I
thought he went into boxing. Okay.
I thought he was.
Maybe it was MMA.
I didn't remember, but I remember when you said that, when Pete said that, I had an image in my head of him with boxing gloves on. So if that was MMA, okay. Let's see. Big Assassin 80 says clone Skywalker baby. At this point, I believe any theory on that. But I think the only thing that makes even any dramatic sense is if it's a character we know of.
You know what I was thinking though, Scribe?
What's that?
Remember the end of Tango and Cash? I want you to meet my friend.
Oh yeah, it's like you haven't met my friend before, but he's been dying to meet you.
And suddenly there's a Skywalker.
Well, that is one of the theories. It's just that they introduce a new character at the beginning of this new movie, and they just happen to become the lost Skywalker. Like there's that. There's two new characters I've seen highlighted in the promotional stuff. You've got that new bounty hunter that is supposed to be like the female Boba Fett. I forget what her name is. It's like Zora Bliss or something.
Vagina Fett.
And then you've got another character who is got a big hair, and she's riding next to Finn on one of those horse things. So I suppose it could be either one of those two as well. Whose names I don't know. So if they do it at the last minute, this character is actually a secret Skywalker. Okay. Let's see. Jordan 250 says, "How hot is it in a tauntaun? Lukewarm." Well there's played. A dad joke for you. I didn't. I think I'd heard that one before, but that's still good. Harvos Marvo says some deleted scenes from Justice League were released and now released. The Snyder Cut is trending again. Think it actually exists. If Warner Brothers believed there was going to be money in it, they would do it. But given the performance of Justice League at the box office, unless Zack Snyder funds that himself or something, or even had the rights to do so, I doubt it. I think you'll probably see a fan recreation or estimation of a Snyder Cut before you'll see the actual official release by Warner Brothers kind of thing. Unless at some point in the distant future they decide to do it as some kind of special feature on a re-release. But again, given the performance of Justice League, unless there's an amazing resurgence or there's some notion that they can actually think they'll make a profit out of it, I don't think it'll happen. Comics
Is that
to impregnate Anakin's mom? Well,
That's not just you.
That was always the theory, is that either Palpatine used knowledge from playing.
Scribbles, we are losing you a bunch, man. You're breaking up real bad, man. Did we just lose him completely?
I'm here.
Probably.
Oh, okay, we heard that.
Hello.
Hello.
I'm on a delay, so I can't talk. Guys, keep doing the questions, please.
Sure, absolutely. We were at the Anakin or the Palpatine question, right? So I got to find it in my chat. Jumped. Thank you, YouTube.
Am I live again?
We can hear you right now.
Okay. Am I okay now?
You sound
fine. Yeah.
All right. There's still a delay, apparently. Okay.
Ah, crap. Lando comes back as a Skywalker. That would be an interesting one. But we haven't seen anything from him that would suggest he has any kind of Forcey stuff, and they would have to force that in. I mean, that might explain the 4% audience approval of that what's it called, the preview that they did. Skyblind, no one.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna log out and come back. I don't know what's going on, guys. Sorry.
Sure. All right. No, that's the Palpatine one. No one used the Force to impregnate Anakin's mom, or Palpatine used the Force. Yeah, it's Disney. They can. That's the problem with this. I don't trust Disney with jack shit after. Frankly, The Force Awakens. I know the Last Jedi is the one everybody goes, oh, it's a horrible. The Force Awakens was really not a good movie if you go back and watch it again. Henry Abrams will be the next Skywalker. Who is that? How did Tarkin get his rank? Well, when his daughter gave birth, he became Grand Moff. Oh my God.
Hello. Can you hear me now?
We hear you. Can you hear us?
Yes. Am I? All right. So, am I in tune with you? Say you can hear me.
I can hear you.
Okay. Good. All right. So I don't know, guys. I thought I'd get through one show without having a glitch, but hey, I guess it's tradition now. So let's move on. If I repeat a question you've already asked, just tell me. Devil Fruit Zero, Scribe Light. If you are anti-pencil, would that make you a racist? Motto Winter. Oh, Lauds, have you seen the gravy ice cream for putting on turkey? No, I don't want to.
There was a question a little above that we didn't get to that I would like to hit, Scribe, if that's okay.
Mm-hmm.
It says, could it be that Leia and Han actually had twins and they were separated at birth just like Luke and Leia were, given the trend for rehashing plot points from older movies?
Oh, that could explain their whole connection, she and Kylo and everything. And but it seems, but why? Why do so?
Given the spoilers I've heard, no, that's not possible.
Yeah, and I wouldn't put it past them to do that.
Sure, I mean they are rewriting it.
Yeah, at this point, if they actually did that, they'd have to come up with. I mean, the reason for them being split up was explained, retroactively, because it was never intended initially that they were brother and sister. That was made up for Empire and onward. But all the same, at least an explanation was given that in order to hide them, But I mean, what was the purpose of hiding Rey at that age? Because she and Kylo are kind of in the same age range. So why wasn't she at the academy with them? And why leave her on that planet to be tortured effectively? I mean, they could come up with any stupid excuse they wanted to make that work in their own minds, but I don't know. At this point, I'm not sure I care one or the other.
That would be the best one. I don't think that's what they're going to do. But if you look at Rey, I mean, she does have very Leia-like qualities, the way she looks.
And maybe that was the intention, but then, of course, Last Jedi happened, and the whole, your parents were nobody. They were spice miners who sold you for liquor money or something. Like, oh, who knows? Let's see. RJ Band's a ranting monkey. Does Disney create bad Star Wars movies? Yes.
Yeah.
Well,
but so did Lucasfilm, so.
Yeah, I mean, prequels, although the prequels look like golden dung now compared to the.
It looked like
Disney
fucking
movies,
Casablanca.
Although I am hopeful for the Mandalorian series because it's possible that they might do for TV better than anything they've done for the movies recently, especially if they give it to people who actually care about the source material.
And
One
get
can
away
hope.
get away from the Skywalker saga.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I have wanted, like, Star Wars 1313, the game that did not get made, unfortunately. If they focused on the Star Wars underworld, like the criminal element, no Force stuff, just like, you know, have some kind of like crime saga Godfather type thing. That's a whole aspect of that universe I think that would be great. The Mandalorian might be the closest we're going to get. Hopefully there'll be some spinoffs or something if it's good. Mata Winter, Meow's Meowie Catmus. What is your favorite Christmas holiday stripper names?
Candy Cane.
I was about to say the same thing. I don't know.
Mr. Go.
What,
No,
you
that's gross.
Stop reading my mind.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I was gonna say camel toe, but anyway.
Cranberry sauce.
There you go.
I can do this all
Gravy
day.
ice cream. Gravy ice cream.
Okay.
Wishbone.
Oh. Let's see. Pete says I want it to be Greedo. Greedo's dead. Unless they said like that Han killed the only other Skywalker years ago. That'd be funny. Chicago Mike says Richard Blaine Skywalker. It will be a Star Wars meets Casablanca. Oh, yeah, no, Sam the piano player. That's what it is. Big Assassin says Luke's divorced wife is the last Skywalker. She kept the last name. Oh.
Maybe he banged all those little things on that island.
Gulf City Scott Marr says Rilo Ken Obi-Wan Ken Obi. Rilo, I don't know. I don't know. RJ Bansma, Scribe Light, would you want to be like Inspector Gadget? I'd have my entire body replaced with ridiculous and useless mechanical parts? No. Especially not the Matthew Broderick Inspector Gadget. And certainly not the French Stewart Inspector Gadget. Good God. Although they're doing a new series of Inspector Gadget. Although apparently it's going to be an actual like animated 3D series. But I don't know why. I mean, I think they need to leave that alone.
That's I'm glad they brought up Inspector Gadget because I never thought about that. You know, when we're talking about strong female characters for kids, what about Penny?
Yeah, Penny.
She was the only reason shit got solved.
Yeah, she was the brains behind the operation. Well, actually, no, Brain was the brains behind the operation.
But she was the smart one.
Mr. Scott says, rather than the Han Solo movie, I thought they should have done a Dash Rendar movie. I don't know that Dash Rendar is canon anymore. I think that actually counts as Legends, even though it was supposed. I mean, the only reason that Shadows of the Empire existed is because the entire project was a testing ground to figure out and build the infrastructure for publishing, merchandising, advertising ahead of the prequels. The entire Shadows of the Empire project, the movie without a movie thing, all of that was just a proof of concept for what they were getting ready to do for the prequels. And as a inter-sequel thing for, between New Hope and, between Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi, it was okay. I was kind of upset because they made a really cool character out of Prince Shisor, but then they killed him off. And it's like, he would have been good if he'd stuck around, but they couldn't because it wouldn't match up with continuity at that point. But yeah, Dash Rendar was just sort of a Han Solo clone, unfortunately. So, I don't know. John Scarborough says, Dash Rendar is canon now. He has one line in a canon book. I forget which, sorry. He gets one line to call Han Solo a liar about the Kessel Run. Oh, okay. Interesting. All right. Peter Silak 313. Would you smash Megan Fox even though she has toes for thumbs?
No.
Not with Brian Austin Green as her husband or whatever, because that guy got buff. I didn't even recognize him. If you watch the Sarah Connor Chronicles, the Terminator TV series, I did not recognize Brian Austin Green when I saw him because he had so buffed himself out. Why does somebody sound like they're breathing through a tube?
Did Satsu fall asleep?
Satsu fell asleep. Shh.
Satsu's snoring, you guys.
Oh my God. He did it again.
Huh.
Unless he just woke up. And he's just pranking us now.
No, he was sleeping.
Well, I know just a second ago, but I don't know if now that we made a noise. Or I made a noise, sorry.
Well, we were making noise. Anyway, as for Megan Fox, she used to be cute. I think she's kind of ugly now. And once you see those toes for thumbs, oh my God. Have you ever seen those scribbles?
No. Now her thumbs?
Her thumbs, they look like toes.
Oh, I'll have to look at that up.
You should look. Yeah, they look like big toes. They're I don't know what happened to that poor girl.
No.
But don't.
Yeah.
I mean, look at them, but don't look at them. They're horrible.
Oh, sleeping Satsu. Oh, well, he muted himself now. Okay, so he was awake long enough to mute himself. Okay. Oh, man. Twice now. Let's see. Did you fall asleep one time?
Me? No, I've never fallen asleep on the show.
Okay. I never have. I've been cut off before and people thought I fell asleep, but I didn't. But yeah, that's twice for Satsu. Of course, he's the busy dad, so it's all right. It's just still funny. Fernanda says, this reminds me of something. Scribe Light, hello, LOL. What? Oh, Satsu falling asleep? Yeah, okay. I can only imagine what that refers to. Let's see. Check Your Log says, I was here for it. You mean Satsu falling asleep? Yeah, well, I'm just going to rag on him forever about this, at least on this show. Taco Pekka, so Monkey's voice and Scribe's voice puts people to sleep. Well, I mean, it puts Satsu to sleep. I think he's the only one who's ever fallen asleep on the show before. I don't think Sinatra's ever fallen asleep on the show. I don't think Weibo's fallen asleep. I don't think SDA ever fell asleep. Did SDA ever fall asleep on the show?
No.
Oh my God. I'm glad my camera wasn't on.
Well, no, because I heard this sound like somebody was like, it sounded like someone was breathing through a drink straw. And I was like, what is that noise? And then we stopped like, yeah.
When my chair, like, if you guys have like a gaming chair or just those office chairs, they only go back so far. Well, like sometime this one goes further.
Oh.
And just one of these times I was leaning back in it and it did the little click and it went back a little further and I almost fell out of this motherfucker. And that's what
So I woke you up?
I thought it was us that woke you up going like, Satsu's asleep. I'm like, oh.
No, I almost fucking killed myself in this damn chair.
Dumb Beard says, you put my wife to sleep about 10 minutes ago. Ha ha. I hope you mean that in the gentlest way possible. And your wife is still breathing. Delfruit Zero, Scribe Light, are any of you part of Big Turtle? Why do I have a feeling that is a booby trap of a phrase to say yes to? Is Big Turtle like Big Pharma or something?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either. I'm going to say no, because I think that's a safer bet.
Yeah, for the record, I know my voice puts people to sleep. I'm okay with it. Mm-hmm. But Scribbles, I just tagged you on over on the Twitter machine.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it's just a picture of thumbs.
It's Toe Girl.
Toe
Oh.
girl. Where you tag me on Twitter?
Yeah. Oh, I didn't tag you. Shit.
Oh, I
just
see
said,
it.
"Hey, Scribe."
I see it. Is that real?
That's real. There's tons of there's like websites devoted to this girl's thumbs. toe thumbs.
Whoa!
And
Yeah,
that's
I've
not even
never
the
seen
worst
that.
picture. That's not even
I've
the
never
worst.
seen that before. That's for a second I thought, is that some kind of Photoshop glitch or something?
Where'd you share the
bitch
link,
got-
Monkey?
He just tweeted out on his.
I just tweeted out of the picture. I forgot to tag. My bad.
Peter Silent Katie's Fear 3. Have you seen the new Terminator movie yet? Nope, and have no plans to. Let's see. Devil Fruit Zero is a Scribe Light. It's a AAA meeting joke. Okay, because when it said, I thought, did I? Because I was listening abstractly to what the guys were talking. It's difficult to sort of piece out sometimes on that show what people are saying because they're always talking over each other. A art that I did practice myself in the course of that game to try to win it, of course, but I wasn't sure what that meant. Check your logic. Would you believe I was you for Halloween?
No.
Which you are you talking about? Because I could believe you'd put on like a sort of like one of those monkey costumes. If you dressed up as the Scribe Light avatar, I'd love to see a picture. You've dressed up as Satsu. I just hope you were politically correct. Motto Winter. Oh Lords, would you try a Peruvian llama with lima beans?
I'm good.
No, thanks. Yeah, Ace Phoenix says, at some point in the future, the Terminator will be sent back in time to kill James Cameron after he completes T2, so he cannot make Dark Fate. He didn't make Dark Fate. He just got paid a lot of money to have his name attached to that thing. That's all that was. He didn't do much of anything. James Cameron doesn't give a shit about the Terminator franchise anymore. It's just that every time that he can get a paycheck for it, sure, he's going to dump that into Avatar sequels, which nobody asks for, but are coming, whether you want to or not.
A bunch of them, a Star Wars level of them.
Oh God, he's filming like 5 or 6 movies at once.
Yeah,
I think he's lost his mind. If anything past the first one of those actually makes a significant profit, I will be amazed. Because honestly, no one has been like craving an Avatar sequel. All I remember from the Avatar sequels, people were just going gaga over the visuals in 3D. But the actual plot of the film, the acting, everything else was just, middling at best. And of course, after I walked out of the theater, the first thing I said was, that was Fern Gully. And then the first thing that happened when I went home after seeing that movie, first internet review I saw, somebody said, yeah, that was Fern Gully and Dance with the Wolves. And I was like, yeah, that was the other part of it, Dance with the Wolves. And I was just like, this isn't, yeah, it looked really good. I guess the special effects rate. The problem is when it's all CGI, you just like watching a cartoon. It's just like, okay. I appreciate, practical effects or movies that work on a budget that don't require a whole lot of, fluff. I just watched something today that was made in like 1983 or 84 or something. It was basically, it was a dramatization of what would actually happen if a nuclear war occurred in Britain. It was a British BBC thing. It was called Threads. You can find it free on the internet. It's like basically public domain now, I think. Anyway, it is one of the most effective horror movies I've watched recently. And it's very low-key, low special effects, obviously, for the 80s and everything else. But it does an amazingly effective job at getting across the absolute horror, terror of the situation that the people are going in. It does it very realistically in relative terms. And I just thought, you'd never see this today, where they focus on character, they focus on the lives of people and circumstances that are believable and aren't fantastical in any particular way, and they relay the information about what's going on in a very flat, bland, cold way to just let you watch the events play out and not do a whole lot of extra exposition. And I thought they'd never do this today. I can't think of a movie that was more effective at getting across to me the horror of an emergency and that kind of catastrophe. Anything, you watch something like Earthquake or High Rise or whatever the hell disaster movie The Rock did lately, and nothing like that even comes close. So yeah, if you guys haven't seen Threads, I posted a link to it on my Twitter yesterday. If you're a fan of Fallout, that would be a great prequel to Fallout. Watching that movie, it's great. And well, I've talked too long because I'm long-winded. We're at the top of the hour, guys. I apologize. So with the top of the hour, it's the end of the show. I talk too much, but then that's kind of the gig here, isn't it?
It's what we do.
It's what we do until Satsu falls asleep.
We talk, he sleeps.
I made the mistake of leaning back. I shouldn't have done it.
Yeah, well, as we know, you have to lean forward, Satsu. That's how you get ahead in life. You have to lean forward. Remember that. But with that, guys, remember, go over to 2 Cents Plus just after this, and you can listen to Satsu and Monkey.
Sleep.
Hey, you can listen to Satsu sleep and zombies eat him alive while they play 7 Days to Die. Remember also, tomorrow, per usual, will be on Monkey's channel at the regular time, 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern. And what else? Yeah, I think that's all the big stuff. If you haven't already, be sure to follow us on Twitter because you'll find out there when we're doing stuff and when streams are happening, all that good stuff. And also, like I say, I may be doing just a fun, laid-back live stream of something ridiculous on Sunday morning if I pick something out, for those of you that like that kind of thing. And some of you do, apparently. Yeah. So everybody, thank you again for coming out to join us, as you always do. You guys are really the best audience in the world. Moderators, thank you for keeping an eye on things, even though our audience is the best behaved in the world. Everybody who donated, thank you so much for your generosity. I really do appreciate it, as we all do. And with that, Satsu, Monkey, thank you for joining me as always.
Mhm.
Everyone, your lives make us sad, and we will see you tomorrow.
Bye, guys.
Bye, everyone.
And per tradition, taking out my copy of Screw the Roses, Send Me the Thorns, the romance and sexual sorcery of sadomasochism.
Sadomasochism.
Turning to e-random page, and today's secret word. Today's secret word is glory.
I thought it was going to be like slumber or some shit. It's like, fuck.
That would be too fitting.